Learn easily. English Podcast Episode 2: Everyday Life Experiences.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Life's Reflections. I'm Sarah.
And I'm John. Today we're talking about everyday life experiences. Let's dive into our past and share some stories. Sarah, can you start?
Sure. Last year, I moved to a new city. It was a big change. I remember feeling nervous but excited. I met a lot of new people and tried new things. At first, it was challenging to adjust to a new environment. I had to find a new job, new friends, and even a new favorite coffee shop. How about you, John?
That sounds interesting, Sarah. A few years ago, I learned to cook. I used to order food all the time. One day, I decided to try cooking at home. I watched videos and read recipes. My first few attempts were not great, but I kept practicing. Over time, I got better and started to enjoy it. Cooking at home became a hobby, and it also saved me money.
That's great. Cooking is a useful skill. Speaking of learning, I took up painting last month. I always liked art, but never tried painting. I bought some supplies and followed tutorials. At first, my paintings were simple, but with practice, they improved. It was relaxing and enjoyable. I even joined a local art class to meet other artists.
Painting sounds relaxing. Last summer, I went on a road trip with friends. We planned it for months. We visited many places and saw beautiful landscapes. One of the highlights was camping in the mountains. We set up tents, cooked over a campfire, and told stories under the stars. It was an unforgettable experience.
Wow, a road trip sounds amazing. I remember taking a trip to the beach with my family 2 years ago. We rented a house right on the shore. Every morning, we watched the sunrise. We swam in the sea, built sandcastles, and enjoyed the sun. We also went on a boat tour to see dolphins. It was a perfect vacation.
Beach trips are the best. I miss the beach. Last winter, I learned to ski. I had never skied before, so it was a new experience. It was challenging but fun. The first day, I fell a lot but kept trying. By the end of the trip, I could ski down the beginner slopes without falling. It was a great feeling of accomplishment.
Skiing sounds fun, but also scary. I prefer warmer activities. I remember gardening last spring. I planted flowers and vegetables. It was hard work, but rewarding. The garden looked beautiful, and we had fresh veggies all summer. Every day, I spent a little time tending to the plants. It was peaceful and satisfying to see them grow.
Gardening is a great hobby. It's wonderful to see your hard work grow. A couple of years ago, I adopted a dog. He was a rescue and very shy at first. Over time, he became more confident and playful. Now he's my best friend. We go for walks every day, and he loves playing fetch. Adopting him was one of the best decisions I ever made.
That's so heartwarming. Pets bring so much joy. Last month, I reconnected with an old friend from school. We hadn't talked in years. We met for coffee and reminisced about the old days. It was like no time had passed. We laughed about our school adventures and promised to keep in touch more often.
Reconnecting with old friends is special. It reminds us of good times. Speaking of friends, I remember hosting a small dinner party last year. I invited some close friends and cooked a big meal. We spent the evening eating, talking, and playing games. It was a wonderful way to catch up and enjoy each other's company.
Dinner parties are a great way to bond with friends. I hosted a game night once. We played board games and card games. It was so much fun. Everyone was competitive, but in a friendly way. We laughed a lot and made great memories. I should plan another one soon.
Game nights are always fun. I remember one time when I went hiking with some friends. We chose a challenging trail, and it took us all day to complete it. The view from the top was breathtaking. We took lots of photos and had a picnic. It was tiring but worth it.
Hiking is a great way to connect with nature. I remember going on a nature walk last fall. The leaves were changing colors, and it was beautiful. I took my camera and snapped lots of photos. It was a peaceful and refreshing experience. Nature has a way of calming the mind.
Absolutely. Nature walks are refreshing. I also enjoy visiting museums. Last spring, I visited a history museum. I spent hours exploring the exhibits and learning about different time periods. It was fascinating. I think it's important to learn about the past and appreciate how far we've come.
I love museums too. Last year, I visited an art museum. They had a special exhibit on Impressionist paintings. The colors and techniques were stunning. I spent the whole day there, admiring the artwork and reading about the artists. It was inspiring.
Art can be very inspiring. I remember attending a music concert a few years ago. It was my favorite band, and the atmosphere was electric. Everyone was singing along and having a great time. It was an unforgettable night.
Concerts are so much fun. I attended a festival last summer. There were multiple stages with different bands and artists. We spent the whole weekend there, camping on site. The music, the food, and the people were amazing. It was a fantastic experience.
Festivals are great. I miss attending them. Last spring, I tried yoga for the first time. I joined a local class and found it very relaxing. It helped me improve my flexibility and reduce stress. I've been practicing yoga regularly since then.
Yoga is wonderful for both body and mind. I started doing it a few months ago as well. It's a great way to start the day. I also enjoy meditation. It helps me clear my mind and focus on the present. It's become a part of my daily routine.
Meditation is very beneficial. Speaking of routines, I started running last year. At first, it was tough, but I gradually built up my endurance. Now, I run a few miles every morning. It's a great way to stay fit and start the day with energy.
Running is a great habit. I prefer cycling. I bought a bike last summer and started exploring the trails around my neighborhood. It's a fun way to exercise and enjoy the outdoors. Plus, it's environmentally friendly.
Cycling is great for fitness and the environment. I've been thinking about getting a bike too. Speaking of hobbies, I also enjoy reading. Last year, I joined a book club. We meet once a month to discuss a book we all read. It's a fun way to discover new books and share opinions.
Book clubs are a great idea. I joined one too, and it's been wonderful. Last month, we read a mystery novel that kept us all guessing until the end. The discussions were lively, and I discovered new perspectives on the story.
Mystery novels are exciting. I recently read a science fiction book that was mind-blowing. It explored futuristic technologies and their impact on society. It made me think about the possibilities of the future.
Science fiction is fascinating. It's amazing how writers can imagine such detailed worlds. I also enjoy historical fiction. It combines history and storytelling in a captivating way. Last year, I read a book set in ancient Rome. It was so immersive.
Historical fiction is a great genre. It brings history to life. I remember reading a book about World War II. It was emotional and educational. It gave me a deeper understanding of the events and the people who lived through them.
Books have a powerful way of connecting us to different times and places. Speaking of connections, I've been writing letters to my grandparents. They live far away, and it's a nice way to stay in touch. They appreciate the personal touch of a handwritten letter.
That's lovely. Writing letters is a lost art. I should start doing that too. Speaking of family, I visited my parents last Christmas. It was wonderful to spend time with them. We cooked together, played games, and shared stories. It was a cozy and memorable holiday.
Family time is precious. Last Thanksgiving, I hosted a dinner for my relatives. It was a lot of work, but everyone helped out. We had a delicious meal and enjoyed each other's company. It's important to cherish these moments.
Absolutely. Family gatherings create lasting memories. I also enjoy spending time with my nieces and nephews. Last summer, we went to an amusement park. We went on rides, played games, and ate cotton candy. They had a blast, and so did I.
Amusement parks are so much fun, especially with kids. I remember going to one as a child. It was magical. The rides, the shows, and the atmosphere were unforgettable. It's nice to relive those memories with the next generation.
Indeed. Speaking of childhood memories, I used to go fishing with my grandfather. We spent hours by the lake, talking and waiting for a catch. It was a peaceful and bonding experience. I miss those days.
Fishing with family sounds wonderful. I have fond memories of baking with my grandmother. She taught me all her secret recipes. We made cookies, cakes, and pies. It was a great way to learn and spend time together.
Baking with family is special. I recently tried making my grandmother's famous apple pie. It brought back so many memories. It's amazing how food can connect us to the past.
Food does have a way of bringing people together. I remember hosting a cultural food night with friends. Everyone brought a dish from their culture. We tasted different foods and learned about each other's traditions. It was a delicious and educational evening.
That's a fantastic idea. I should do something like that. Speaking of culture, I attended a traditional festival last year. There were dances, music, and traditional costumes. It was a vibrant celebration of heritage and community.
Festivals are a great way to experience culture. I visited a cultural fair last summer. There were stalls from different countries, showcasing their crafts, food, and traditions. It was like traveling the world in one day.
Cultural fairs are amazing. They open our eyes to the diversity and richness of the world. I remember attending a film festival dedicated to foreign films. It was a great opportunity to see movies from different cultures and perspectives.
Foreign films offer a unique insight into other cultures. I watched a French film last month, and it was beautiful. The story, the cinematography, and the acting were all top-notch. It made me appreciate the art of filmmaking even more.
Foreign films are indeed a treasure. Speaking of films, I recently had a movie marathon with friends. We picked a theme and watched movies all night. It was fun to share our thoughts and enjoy some popcorn together.
Movie marathons are a great idea. I did something similar with a TV series. We binge-watched the entire season in one weekend. It was a thrilling experience, especially with cliffhangers at the end of each episode.
Binge watching can be addictive. It's hard to stop once you're hooked on a good show. Speaking of shows, I attended a live theater performance last year. The actors were incredible, and the story was captivating. There's something magical about live performances.
Live theater is captivating. I saw a musical last year, and it was fantastic. The singing, dancing, and stage design were all spectacular. It was an unforgettable experience.
Musicals are so much fun. They combine storytelling, music, and dance in a unique way. I remember watching one with my family, and we all enjoyed it. It's great entertainment for all ages.
Indeed. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for listening to Life's Reflections.
Yes, thank you. We hope you enjoyed our stories and that they brought back some of your own memories. See you next time.